Hi, welcome to our channel Robotic Rodents. In this video, we are going to work with load cells. We will learn the working principle of load cells, their application and how we can communicate with PC. So let's not waste our time and jump into the subject. A load cell is a type of transducer, or in other words, you can say force transducer. It converts a force such as tension, compression, pressure into an electrical signal that can be measured and standardized. As the force is applied to a load cell, the electrical signal changes proportionally. The most common type of load cell used in the market are hydraulic, pneumatic and strain gauge. So today we will be working on a strain gauge. So what actually is a strain gauge? It's a kind of load cell commonly found in the market. These are highly accurate, versatile and cost effective. And now when we talk about the structure or the body of a load cell, it has got a metal body to which strain gauges are secured. Now we can have a single strain gauge or a multiple. The body is usually made up of aluminum, alloy steel or stainless steel, which makes it very sturdy, and of course it does have a spring element. When the force is applied or exerted on a load cell, the spring element slightly deforms, and of course unless overloaded it always returns to its original position. As the spring element deforms, the strain gauges also deform, which in turn causes change in resistance. So any alteration in resistance in the strain gauge can be measured as voltage. Change in voltage is proportional to the amount of force applied to the cell. So the amount of force can be calculated from the load cell's output. What we are seeing is a cheap Chinese weight scale which is available in the market for few bucks. This can measure weight up to 50 kgs or 110 lbs or pounds. I have just dismantled the internal circuits, PCB and everything because I only needed a load cell. As you can see, this metal part in the center, it takes the force and it deforms. The white layer on the body is actually the load cell. You can even have a look of the cables that are attached to it. There's the strain gauge which is connected to the aluminum body. So when the load is applied, then there is a variation in the voltage, or as you can see, this part, the center one, it changes the position based on the weight. So when it changes the position, the resistance of the strain gauge is also changed. And there are many types of load cells. I mean, this one is commonly found in cheap weight scales, but there are like S type load cells that are used mostly in industrial sector, or a plain straight log of aluminum or any of the alloy steel. Now that I have pulled out all the connections and the PCB, I had to hook up a long Cat5 cable. Used a Cat5 cable or machine cable. So what I did is I just disconnected the strain gauge connections from the PCB and connected it to a Cat5 cable, and it's like 3 meters long, and the same cable is connected to the amplifier, because the variation in the voltage is so fractional that you can't even capture it directly from the microcontroller, because it takes like 0 to 5 volts or 0 to 12 volts, but when you come back with the current, it's like 0 to 20 milliamps or 40 milliamps. So to take up that range, we have to use amplifiers. So that's the signal amplifier. We have used a signal amplifier to increase the gain or the signal, and then it sends to the microcontroller, and through the microcontroller it is forwarded to the PC. Our basic idea is to have a reading on PC and to store the data. So the same concept of data logging will be used in recording data in industrial sector. So as I mentioned earlier, we have used a Cat5 cable which is easy to solder as well as it's a flexible one. So once we get the electrical connections done, now it's time to capture reading, which is done in VC++.